1950s to the early 1980s. That's where we have the networks, and that's where we're able to reach out through our classmates or friends of classmates. We have created class groups. Many of them are active on WhatsApp, and we work with class reps, and we do the outreach through them. So a very ambitious and impressive plan has been presented. And what do we as a trust need going forward to continue fundraising and continue providing our support? Three things. One, and keeping in mind that a large number of our base, the alumni we're trying to reach out to, are overseas. So we can't bring them here to see the school. Some of them have been overseas for 30 years, 40 years. If they visit, we bring them to the school, immediately we get a donation because they see, the nostalgia comes in, they bring memories, they're impressed, we get donation. But trying to get donations from people who are overseas is a lot harder. We have to show them results. We have to show them a good plan, and we have to show them results. First thing, what do we need? Good governance. Donors, Your Excellency, you know, in government, whether it's the biggest donors, like the World Bank, or the smallest donors, you want to know whether your funds are used for the purposes intended. If you cannot show that the funds were used for the purposes intended, then you have a problem. I was a bit shocked this morning to hear, frankly, that the dome block that we raised a lot of money for can only do 2 floors. Whereas we were reassured that the design was for 3 floors, possibly more. So what happened there? We don't know. The design was done by National Housing Corporation, who also hired the contractor. So what happened there? Well, how do we go from 3 floors to 2 floors? We sweated for fundraising to try and at least do the ground floor so that 700 students could be accommodated in the ground floor. Are you not happy to be in the dorm, in the ground floor? All of you. The students who were there, before the dome was built, where were you sleeping? Anybody? Students were sleeping in the classrooms and in the kitchen and in the hostel. So it's only through the ground floor that we were able to take 700 students to the ground floor. But yet, that's not enough. So we need good governance. The board, through the new chair, there's been tremendous improvement. I was invited about 8 years ago to join the board of management. I came for one meeting, which started two hours late, and I never came back. So, and our class was ready to fund a computer lab. We asked for a proposal. We never got it. Now the board is changed. The board is professional. It meets regularly. It meets on time. There's huge change in the last few years, which is great to see as donors. But there's still room for improvement. From what I've learned, one of the many things I've learned at the central bank is your board is only as good as your committees. The committees have to be strengthened. The committees do the work in the board. So we look forward to working with the board. Secondly, good projects, but in partnership with government. The Dome project was, the alumni tried to do everything together. The Alumni Association, and we failed. The school had to put in a lot of money. The previous headmaster had to try and find money from other votes so that we could complete the ground floor. We can't do it. We had to be rescued by the government in December. So, good projects and in partnership with the government. And then lastly, and maybe most importantly, is education improvements. As Tone said, in the 80s, the school was one of the best. In the 70s, I would say it was the best in Nairobi. our years, 1977, 1978, O levels, we had the most Division 1. It's the equivalent of A's in these days. We had the most Division 1 in the whole country. But because Jamhuri had a policy of not holding back a single student, so we would, when they did the percentages, we would be at 99% because 3 or 4 students had not made it. Other schools had a deliberate policy. If they realized in Form 3 that you were not going to pass, you did not take the Form 4 exam. So if you look back to the history and you see who was 100%, you will see the other names. If you look who had the most Division 1s, you will see Jamhuri. And the people we are trying to raise funds from, that's the Jamhuri they remember. And so the first question they ask is, how is the school doing academically? These are people who have gone from Jamhuri to some of the best universities in the world, have successful businesses. They have money to give, but we have to show academic improvements. So as we move ahead, I encourage the board and the administration and government to help support us in this, and we will do our bit to support the school. And in closing, congratulations to everybody on this historical occasion. And we remain committed to help Jamhuri get back to the level it was in the 1970s. Thank you very much.
Jamhuri, asante sana kwa nafasi, Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais. Naomba unikubalie nimwalike mwenyeji wetu, mwalimu mkuu wa shule hii, Bwana Juma Duncan. Tumpigie makofi mwalimu mkuu anapokuja. Asante, tumshangilie. Naye atasema kwa kifupi sana, kisha tuweze kuendelea. Karibu sana.
To our distinguished guest, Your Excellency Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki, the PS, State Department of Early Childhood Education, Dr. Belio Kipsang, esteemed parents, the Majaga community, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Let me take this opportunity to welcome everybody this morning to this school, a school that is a pillar of education excellence. As from what we have gotten from the other speakers, you have realized that Jamhuri has produced the best. And our aim is to take Jamhuri back to be the best. I want to make sure that I take Jamhuri back to be the top school in this country. And we are in the process of taking Jamhuri back to the top academically. And I'm to the task. Your Excellency, before I give my remarks, you have requested we get one boy to say a word. And I will want to request the boy to come very fast, 2 minutes at most.
Okay, I'm not going to take much of your time. So, Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Professor Kithure Kindiki, Cabinet Secretary of Education, Principal Secretary, the alumni, the principal of the school, teachers, parents, and students. God is good. And all the time. It's much a good morning. We are gathered here today to celebrate 120 years of continuous improvement of continuous improvements of Jamhuri High School. Indeed, it has been effort unending. Your Excellency, sir, as the students' community, we have vowed to be the best in discipline and academics, as witnessed in our continuous improvements. However, sir, our efforts have been curtailed by lack of enough TSC teachers. The many BOM teachers have been living in droves because they are either poached to other schools or they get employed elsewhere. Find it within your kindest hearts to do something about the staffing of our school to enhance excellence. Your Excellency, Jamhuri is a powerhouse in co-curriculum activities, has been, is, and will continue being a powerhouse. But the irony is that our bus keeps on stalling on the road with boys inside. Sir, last week, as we were going for an open tournament at Alliance High School, our bus stalled between the junction at Alliance High School and Alliance Girls High School. Imagine, a spear of embarrassment spears through our hearts. We felt so bad. So, we would also like to express our sincere gratitude for the support the national government has offered towards the funding of our newly done awesome domes. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. I know the boys, when their bus stalled near a girls' school, they really feel so bad. And it's a bus that has been there for so many years, and we hope we'll be able to get another bus soon. Your Excellency, sir, I took over Jamhuri High School 2023 in February with a lot of challenges. One being what Bonarabi has talked about. A lot of money was put in the development of the dome, and that left the school with a lot of financial gaps and a lot of debts. And as I took over, a lot of threats from auctioneers and the suppliers taking us to court. And that has made us to be a very, very unstable in terms of finances. But we have strived and done our best to make sure that we limit the debts and to work within our financial ability. Only that the debts were so high, and we are really struggling to make sure that we do away with them. But not because of mismanagement of funds. It was because when now we had a calamity of the hall getting burnt where the boys were sleeping, the administration has to do something on the dome to complete. And therefore, a lot of money was pumped into that dome, and that left the school not to pay the suppliers. And that's the problem we have to date. As I took over, the 2022 results, we are at 4.2, which was one of the worries of the alumni, as the alumni has indicated, that has stopped them from raising funds. And we really struggled to make sure that the school improved. And in 2023, we were able to take 98 boys to the university from 23 the previous year. And we were able to get at least 2 A's, up from the last time they had an A was the year 2004. So we were getting the next A 2023, that was an improvement. We have also had our own ups and downs in academics, as the boy has said, because of lack of the teachers. We have very few teachers. Our curriculum-based establishment requires to have 71 teachers, and we only have 43, meaning we have over 25 teachers that we have employed as BOM teachers, and that's still it into our budget that is not factored in the budget. And that's when those teachers, especially the good ones, they are poached by other schools that can pay higher. And of course, when advertisements are made by the TSC, then they will be absorbed. And therefore, there's a lot of transition of teachers. And that really interferes with the boys. And that's what the boy was trying to explain, that we have a problem with teachers. And we will request your indulgence in this, Your Excellency, to help us get enough teachers. I don't want to talk about the alumni. Of course, we have been told the school has produced some of the best, both in business world, and we have referred to Dr. Kalebi here of Lancet, Dr. Bingo. I thought Dr. Bingo will be here. And Dr. Bingo has been one of the pillars, the owner of Regents Pharmaceutical Company, a serious pillar in nurturing the talent of the young boys and a very serious contributor to the school. The foundation, the Jamhuri Trust Fund, has really helped in building the school, and we still want to partner with them and with the Ministry of Education to make sure that we build the school to the next level. Additionally, Your Excellency, I extend our deepest gratitude to the President of the Republic of Kenya for finding it in his heart to help us improve our accommodation by building for us the dome. And we have already completed the first floor that was promised. He had promised us 3 floors. And with my discussion with the Ministry of Housing, they have already come up with a design that we are going to put to start the next building the soonest possible. That will help us improve our accommodation. Jamhuri High School being the model school, STEM school in Nairobi. In Nairobi, we have only 2 model schools, Jamhuri High School and Buruburu Girls. We are striving to make Jamhuri a technological school. And as has been presented, our aim and focus now is to build an alumni technology complex where we are going to house all the technical workshops to help build talent and technology. We also want to be the main supplier to the TVET institutions so that Jamhuri becomes the best in technology. Under the leadership of His Excellency the President, we want to extend our gratitude, and we want to express to the peers and Your Excellency the Deputy that as you meet him, pass our gratitude to him, that we don't take it for granted for whatever he has done to the school. I think I want to stop there because the majority of the things have been said, and please feel welcome, and we don't take it for granted for taking your time to come and be with us. May God bless everybody.
Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais, kabla sijamwalika Katibu Mkuu aweze kuendelea na ratiba, naomba board members wasimame wa shule. Board members, tafadhali kwa heshima. Board members wote wasimame. Tuwapigie makofi. Asante sana. Tuketi na nimuite Daktari Olivio Pepe aje azungumze kwa niaba yao kwa dakika chache, kisha niweze kumwalika Katibu Mkuu aendelee na ratiba. Tumpongeze kwa makofi. Karibu sana.
Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Professor Kithure Kindiki, distinguished guests, the PS Dr. Belio Kipsang, esteemed board members. At this point, I just want to ask you to stand because it may not be possible for each and every one of you to introduce yourselves. So my board members, kindly just stand for a minute. The board members, thank you very much. I want to mention that we have a professional board. We have architects in the board, we have QS, we have lawyers, and many other professionals. Please, you can be seated. Can I also ask the PTA representatives to stand, and please, can we give them a round of applause together with the board members as well? PTA representatives, thank you very much. They are the friend. I want to take this opportunity to thank you, Your Excellency, for being present here this morning. We do not take it for granted. Your support is really appreciated. I'm sure you have a busy schedule today, but you has chosen it, made it a point to be here this morning, so we really appreciate your presence. Now, mine is to reflect on the journey that we have had in as far as the school development is concerned. And the first I want to point out is, as a board, we have contributed immensely to infrastructural development. That the construction of the dormitory, that was the dream of the alumni, and at this point again, can we just give a round of applause to the alumni who had the dream of putting up the dorm, and now that it is near completion, we really are grateful. We, in partnership with the Hindu community, have a dining space that can contain can accommodate a lot of learners. And we are really grateful to the Hindu community for supporting us in coming up with this dining space. Again, can we just clap for them in absentia? I want to mention at this point as well that the school has benefited from the LPG gas project, an initiative that will ensure we have a more efficient and sustainable energy as a source of meal preparation. Thanks to the President of the Republic of Kenya and the government at large. Another round of applause. Now, something else we have done that is more focused on learners is the student welfare and support. We have introduced a mentorship program that guides students academically, socially, and morally. Occasionally, we invite alumni to come and speak to them and offer individualized mentorship sessions. And this has ensured discipline has improved, and we have seen the boys grow to want to be like those who were here before them. Thank you. It's very inspiring that the boys' mental well-being is well taken care of. So I'm talking about a holistic program that not only focuses on academics, but looks at other factors as well for the learners to grow in a holistic manner. Now, the implementation of the bursary program to take care of the needy students is also our concern. Hence the reason we are raising funds just to ensure that those who cannot be able to afford their school fees, those who cannot be able to get their basic needs are taken care of in school, and the school perhaps becomes a better place than home for them. So we have case studies of students who have been supported and have been able to do very, very well in as far as the KCSE exams are concerned. Talking about discipline and character development, we all know discipline is the foundation of excellence, and so we have a clear behavioral policy with the manner in which we are enforcing these rules and regulations. When you come here in the evenings, you would hardly think they're students because they are all tucked into their classrooms, studying and very focused on what they're doing. And I want us to all clap for the student fraternity for ensuring this happens. And so that in school, there's very close contact there's what the learner does. So where there's a parent who is dysfunctional at home, a teacher in school can pick it up and make them feel taken care of. That has worked for us as well. And therefore, we have reduced cases of indiscipline through this mentorship and counseling programs. In partnership with Arigato International and UNESCO, we introduced an ethics education program that has also ensured that values are nurtured in the learners. So they get together in clubs and they discuss how values can be practiced amongst themselves, and this has gone a long way in ensuring the learners are well behaved. Now, academic excellence has gone up. We have realized improved learning outcomes from 4.2 to 6.2, and we are on the right trajectory. We hope to get to better mean. We are looking at 8 points and much more than that. And we surely achieve it because we have committed teachers, we have a very dedicated administration as well. So looking into the future, what are we saying? One, we continue with advancing academic excellence because that is key. In addition, of course, co-curricular will not be left behind because holistic teaching and learning is where the trend is. So we will balance both academics and co-curricular. Secondly, we want to ensure we are aligned to the CBC curriculum, hence the need for workshops, and hence the need for more classrooms, so that all the pathways are taken care of in as far as CBC is concerned. Our interest is also in taking care of the student development and leadership, and this we will achieve through leadership programs that are very targeted, continued mentorship programs, and enhancing engagement with parents, parental engagement, constant meetings with parents in school, just to ensure they're in sync with what their learners are up to while in school. In my closing remarks, therefore, I say, our success, and indeed we are successful, is a collective effort, a concerted effort that involves partners from the Indian community, the alumni, who are really influential in this, the parents, the Ministry of Education, the government, and many other people who are friends of the school. So we thank you all for being part and parcel of this great journey to our success. And with our continued concentration and ensuring that we move on to the next level, I am confident we are going to achieve greater heights as we forge ahead. Let us remember, education indeed is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world, and that said by Nelson Mandela is still valid up to date. Thank you very much. May God bless Jamhuri. May God bless you all. Asanteni sana.
Wa Rais, hii ni miaka 120, walikuwa na mambo mengi ya kusema. Kwa heshima na taadhima sasa, naomba tumkaribishe kwa makofi Katibu Mkuu katika Idara ya Elimu, Daktari Belio Kipsang, aendelee na ratiba. Karibu sana sana.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Professor Kithure Kindiki. All protocols so far expressed with the leadership of the school. Sir, with your permission, we have an elected county and city, Honorable Aladwa. Before I make some comments, allow me to have him greet our boys, greet our visitors today. Karibu, Honorable Aladwa.
Asante Principal wetu Bwana Belio na wasalimu hamjambo. Jamhuri. Asante Makamu wa Rais, yangu itakuwa machache kwa niaba yangu na wajumbe kisha watu wengine wameelekea sehemu zingine kufanya huduma za wananchi. Naitwa Mheshimiwa Aladwa, nikiwa mjumbe wa Makadara ya Nairobi. Vile nimesikia principal akiongea juu ya Buruburu Girls, ambaye Bwana Makamu wa Rais iko sehemu yangu ya wakilishi ya kule Makadara. Kwa niaba ya wajumbe wa Nairobi, pia nataka kutoa salamu za Mheshimiwa Governor wetu wa jimbo la Nairobi, Mheshimiwa Sakaja. Angeweza kuwa hapa, ako Mombasa. Amesema Makamu wa Rais nikupe salamu, na kuna zile ahadi alikuwa ameweka na shule atakamilisha akirudi. Nataka kushukuru, tulikuwa hapa mwezi jana na Rais na akaweza kupeana gas ambaye pia sisi tuliweza kubenefit kupitia hiyo usaidizi wa serikali katika shule yetu ya kule Viwandani kwa slums, eneo letu la Ubunge. Makamu wa Rais, ningesema tu vile mwenzangu amezungumza, amesema kwamba kuna watoto wanasoma hizi shule na wanatoka katika area za mitaa na school fees zao saa zingine zinakuwa ni shida na wazazi wanahangaika. Ningetaka tu hii mambo ya basari isitolewe, tuweze kusaidia watoto waweze kusoma ili wamalize mitihani zao, waweze kuwa Wakenya wazuri, kwa sababu mtoto akisoma katika taifa la Kenya itakuwa imeongeza points kwa mtoto ambaye anajiandaa kusaidia Kenya yetu. Nakumbuka hapo kwetu Viwandani kuna watoto wasichana wawili walifanya mtihani mwaka jana, na nilipokuwa nazuru pande hiyo nikapata wamerudishwa class 8 na wana marks 388 and above wawili. Ikabidi nilie machozi niwatoe darasa la 8 na waingize form 1 pale Huruma Girls. Sasa wanaingia form 2 mwaka huu, na hiyo imetusaidia kwa sababu basari imenisaidia, nimalipia mwaka mzima ili waweze kusoma. Watoto wengi wanatoka kwa mtaa, mimi ni mtu wa mtaa, na watu wa mtaa tunaishi kwa hali ya chini. So Makamu wa Rais, hilo ningetaka kusema. Na mwisho, ni aibu sana basi ya Jamhuri kukwama. Wapatie tu basi. Wapatie basi. Jamhuri ni shule tulikuwa nakuja hapa kwa kushangilia football, walikuwa juu sana. Kwa hivyo vile we ndio mkuu namba 2 katika nchi, basi tu wapatie. Ya mwisho, nataka kuwatakia kila laheri. Nataka kusema kwa zile boards zote za shule hii, pongezi sana kwa kazi mmefanya. Mmeinua shule na nimeona hiyo project vile imewekwa, tunaisupport. Na sisi kama wajumbe wa Nairobi tuna support education. Nataka Makamu wa Rais ambaye Rais ile 58 million ametupatia kila constituency, tunajenga classes, tunakimbizana kuona kwamba classes za shule zetu zimeimarika, watoto wasome. Mimi agenda yangu Makadara ni education number 1, 2 education, number 3 education. Mungu wa amani wabariki.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa, Your Excellency, the leadership of this school led by the board, the principal, my colleagues from government. Leo, I will not have so much, my boss being here. But sir, once again, we are excited that you are joining us in celebrating that longevity of this school. 120 years is a long time. We are not celebrating the buildings that have withstood all this time. We are celebrating the human capital that this school has been able to generate in that long period of time. Sir, on issues education, we would want to assure you that as commitment of His Excellency the President to ensure that we transition smoothly in all that we are doing in competence-based education, together with our members of parliament, we've been able to now build 15,000 classrooms for our junior school grade 9. We have distributed 9.9 million textbooks. Through your efforts and His Excellency the President, you are aware that we have employed another 20,000 teachers. This is going towards ensuring that we anchor the future, because in investing in our children, we are investing in the future. So, sir, we would want to give you our commitment that this is the real defining year of competence-based curriculum. This is the year, as we shall say, sir, that we shall be transiting our children from junior school to senior school. This will be the first time that children will be moving from one environment to a new environment. All this time, PP1, PP2 sometimes are in the same environment in our primary school. Their first 6 years in primary school, they were in the same environment. 3 years in junior school, they were in the same environment. In the coming year, that's why I'm saying this is our defining year in CBC, is that they will be doing an assessment, a summative assessment in November, which will support us in aligning them to pathways and to schools. So, sir, we assure you that in the sector, as a ministry, we shall be able to work with all stakeholders to ensure that your vision to firm up the competence-based education through transitioning to senior school is realized. Sir, with those remarks, it is now my distinct duty to invite you to address us and celebrate with us these 120 years of this school. Karibuni.
Asanteni sana, naomba tuketi. Jamhuri, Jamhuri. It is an honor and a privilege to join you in celebrating the Jamhuri High School as you mark 120 years of excellence, 120 years of resilience, 120 years of unwavering commitment to education. And indeed this is a worthy of recognition and thanksgiving. A milestone is not a milestone unless it is celebrated. Founded in 1904, this school has a rich history that reflects the years of existence, beginning as a nursery school and thereafter evolving to the Government Indian School, to the Duke of Gloucester, and finally to Jamhuri High School in 1969. This school has remained committed to its motto, effort unending, and its vision of churning out well-rounded graduates, congratulations. As we celebrate 120 years today, we honor the visionary founders of the school who, over a century ago, recognized the power of education and the vital role it will play in empowering young men. We also celebrate all the educators, both the former and current principals, headmasters, teachers, and non-teaching staff who have carried the torch, keeping the fire of knowledge burning brightly from one generation to another over the years. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 120 has great significance. In science, 120 is the atomic number of a hypothetical element of the periodic table that is yet to be discovered. Scientists apparently know of the existence of this number, but have not yet found it. They are looking for it. Some theologians believe that 120 is a symbol of a divine waiting time, an idea taken from the scriptures in Genesis chapter 6, verse 3, which talks about the world and the number of years that Moses lived. In astrology, when two planets in a person's chart are 120 degrees apart from each other, this is called a trine and is supposed to bring good luck to a person's life. For Jamhuri High School, 120 are the number of years spent nurturing dreams and aspirations. This school boasts of an unparalleled legacy and rich constellation of distinguished alumni who have excelled in leadership and establishing successful multiple industries and businesses across the world. Already, the names of prominent alumni of this institution have been read out, I'm sure, just as a sample. A former Chief Justice, a distinguished industrialist, and thought leaders, including the distinguished son of Kenya, Professor Yash Bargai, who has made a mark globally as a legal scholar and an expert of constitutional law and making. And I am told there are many more, including members of the present cabinet, represented by Alfred Mutua, the Cabinet Secretary for Labor and Social Protection, and many more. Therefore, there's no doubt that this school has done Kenya proud. I am not an alumni, but I am an alumnus of another school not far from here, within Nairobi. And I want to affirm what architect Juma said, who is an academic like me, and who was in Jamhuri High School around the same time I was in another school nearby. And the school nearby, where I went to school around the same time with the architect Juma, we defeated Jamhuri High School in everything. Everything, except soccer, where architect Juma was the captain of the soccer team. And hockey, which I tried to play, I think once or twice, and then I was hit with an hockey stick on the leg and never went back to the field again. I remained in the cheering squad for the rest of the time that I was in Lenana School. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I want to pay homage to particularly two members of the alumni of Jamhuri High School. Rashmi Shah, class of 1972, and Nitin Shah, class of 1981, for generously donating financial and other support for this school among the many other alumni who have continued to support this school. The dedication, success, and selfless contribution of the alumni of this school serve as a source of inspiration to the current students and every one of us gathered here today. As we celebrate 120 years of Jamhuri High School, we honor our past and those who have laid the foundation for continued success. We also look ahead to the opportunities and challenges of the future, a future where the school remains at the forefront of educational innovation, incorporating the latest advancements in technology to prepare its students for the challenges of the 21st century and beyond. Most importantly, the legacy of the school should continue to inspire our young people to dream big, to defy expectations, to be visionary, and to become global change makers. The government remains committed to ensuring that the children of this country acquire accessible, relevant, inclusive, and quality education that equips them with the necessary skills, knowledge, and values to navigate the world, which is getting increasingly complex and challenging. We will continue to support, as government, the implementation of the competence-based curriculum to ensure that our learners and graduates fit into the international and global systems in employment opportunities, entrepreneurship, and even further studies. We have further identified the need to match the skills of our school leavers to the demands of the market. Innovation in science and technology will be used in providing instruction and also upgrading the skills of our school leavers. We are therefore continuing with our engagements on reviewing the various curricula to align them to the national and international market demands and trends. I urge all of us to support the government reforms in education with an understanding that the man or woman who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. To the teachers, who are the heart and soul of this institution, I extend my heartfelt appreciation, and I want to admit that in the days, many days ago, when I was in the neighboring school, which I have since disclosed, we successfully, as a school, poached the deputy principal of Jammu, who went on to become the deputy principal of Lenana School, and later on became the principal, Mr. Owuor. So check your record. I urge you also to remain committed to the provision of education to the students, an education that emphasizes on character formation as it does academics and sports. To the Board of Management and Parents Association, I urge you to remain dedicated to this school, steer it to even greater heights, driven by selflessness and dedication to what is right and true. To the students, you are the torchbearers of this prestigious institution. Embrace the challenges that lie ahead, work smart, and stay focused on your goals. Remember that education, the education you receive here is not just about acquiring knowledge. It is also about learning to think critically, to innovate, and to lead with integrity. At the same time, however, to be young people who espouse integrity and at all times conduct yourself with the highest standards of moral and ethical grounding. I know that for the young men in front of me today, that some of the examples that you're seeing from us older people in the public and private sector, some of the examples that you're seeing from us older people today in the religious and family spaces, as parents and religious leaders, public servants, and people in private sector, those examples may run contrary to the things and the ideals we are telling you to do. Nevertheless, I urge you to be the generation that makes the change and breaks the chains that hold us backwards whenever we want to go forward as a country. Avoid vices, and it doesn't matter what you see. Aim at being what is ideal. That is my charge to you today. Dear students, we must promote intergenerational excellence. The excuses I have heard from some of our boys and girls, our children, is that we don't look so good ourselves as adults. The things we are telling them to do, some of us do not do them. And I'm saying that should not be the excuse. I also want to confirm to you, students of Jamhuri High School, there are enough older people who are upright and who can be your role models. Just look around. There is someone older than you just around you from whom you can learn and get mentorship. Therefore, intergenerational excellence is paramount for the building of our nation going forward. The government will continue to emphasize the values of ethics and integrity in our education system curriculum as part of our nation-building initiatives, strengthening the software of the nation, fighting corruption and other vices that bedevil our society today. We must continue to inculcate practical ethics and integrity in our learning systems, especially through the socio-activity programs undertaken in our learning institutions. I trust that Jamhuri High School is running programs to carry through these values, in which we are now incorporating them into the CBC curriculum right up to the tertiary level. Allow me also to say that I'm delighted to learn that this school has been identified as a possible center for providing excellence in STEM, science, technology, and mathematics. And therefore, I want to commit as a government that we will partner through the Ministry of Education and other relevant agencies. We'll partner with the school management and the school leadership structures to make sure that we support your endeavor to build a workshop complex to allow you become a center for STEM. Generally across the country, this administration takes education extremely seriously. We are carrying out major education reforms for the last quite a number of years, and we are working to perfect the CBC program to make sure that it takes our students and learners to a place where they have a fighting chance in a very complex, demanding, challenging, and competitive world. It is in that regard that this is the administration that has employed the highest number of teachers in 2 years. Between 2022, August, and now, this administration, by close of the ongoing activity, which I think is closing this month, we will have employed 76,000 teachers. No other government, no other administration has employed that number of teachers in 2 years. The manifesto of Kenya Kwanza is to bridge the gap in staffing in our education, and the commitment that we made when President Ruto was seeking to be elected president of Kenya, we had committed that in 5 years, we will employ 116,000 teachers. Up to now, we've done 76. We are on course. We will meet the targets. Likewise, as the Principal Secretary, Dr. Belio Kipsang, has confirmed, to enable us carry out the education reforms, physical facilities are important. The last 1 year alone, this government has built 15,000 classrooms across Kenya. We are in the process in the next 1 year to build an additional 7,000 classrooms to bring to a total of 23,000 classrooms, mainly for grade 9 and other grades, to make sure that we take care of the physical facilities. We now have resources also to provide laboratories for 1,600 schools across Kenya where our children do not have laboratories, because you cannot do CBC when you have schools without labs, and the first time they see a Bunsen burner or a microscope is the examination day, and you expect that child to do anything in science. So in the next 1 year, the government of Kenya will build 1,600 laboratories across Kenya to make sure every school has a laboratory, a science laboratory. We are also, in Nairobi here, we recognize the special needs of Nairobi as our capital city. And that's why I want to agree with the sentiments by the Member of Parliament for Makadara. And I want to confirm what he has said, that President Ruto has taken leadership in sorting out the educational facilities for the schools within our capital city especially. He has provided for every constituency 58 million shillings to every member of parliament to build more classrooms across the city. He has committed that he will provide more funds once that 58 million shillings per constituency is exhausted. I think the total for all the constituencies is 1 billion Kenya shillings to add more classrooms to our children within Nairobi. Therefore, good people, I think President Ruto has showed goodwill to reform the education sector, to improve staffing, to provide physical facilities in terms of classrooms, to provide laboratories for schools without science laboratories, and also specific schools have been a beneficiary of his leadership and commitment to improve on our education quality, access, affordability, and relevance. This school is a beneficiary. I am here this morning, not on my own accord. I'm here today representing President Ruto, because he came here last year and provided the LPG plant, which is now being used to, the LPG facility that is being used to do cooking for our students here. Is that true? Is that so? He was also here to support the construction of the dormitory, which I'm told now at least 1 floor plus 1 is ready. And he has asked me to direct that that facility be occupied effective today. So the boys should move in, and then when he finds time, he can pass by for the official handover. But he has said, as you wait for that occasion, the boys should start using that facility because it is ready. He has committed to continue supporting your school on all the other issues. I have heard also from both the young man who spoke here very, very strongly and very courageously. Please clap for that boy. And also from the principal, the dynamic principal who has helped move this school from a mean grade of 4.2 to 6.2. That's a huge leap forward. We are praying that you improve on that grade. It's not good enough. Is it good enough? It is good, but it is not good enough. Even it is better than what you had, but even the best can be made better. Isn't it? Even the best can be made better. So I like what the principal said and the chair of the board, that the aim is to make Jamhuri the top school in Kenya. I will not say after Lenana. But good luck, Mr. Principal and the chair and the rest of the team. I have heard that there's teacher shortage. I want to commit that we will provide more teachers for the school. So I'm going to work with the ministry and the TSC to make sure that we add you a few more teachers. I will not tell you the number now, but let me go and do some homework, but definitely we'll add you some teachers to bridge the gaps that you have in the teaching staff. I have heard also that from those who spoke before me, that today, other than cutting the cake to mark 120 years, you are also launching a funds drive for the infrastructure development for the school, where you want to raise 120 million shillings in 120 days. Is that true? And because I am not an alumni, and that effort is for alumni, isn't it? I don't have to do anything, do I? Sorry? And because I am not an alumni, and because also you defeated us in soccer and hockey, I will not do anything about it. But I think I can change my mind because we defeated you in everything else except soccer and hockey, isn't it? And also because I was in a school not very far away from Jammu. And also because we poached Mr. Owor, isn't it, in 1989. Therefore, for that reason, I am going to leave behind, as I leave, 1 million shillings as part of my personal contribution, as an alumni of a friendly school towards the funds drive of 120 million in 120 days. You have your first million today. And finally, you have seen, as I spoke, the boys didn't clap a lot. The parents and the teachers and everybody else clapped quite a few times. And so, because I would want the boys also to clap, I will go look for and bring a new school bus. Jamhuri, 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 That's what we used to say those holidays. Asanteni sana. God bless you. God bless Jammu. I wish you well. Happy 120 years anniversary.
Tumpongeze Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais kwa makofi, shangwe na vigelegele. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Nitaomba tusalie kuketi kwa kifupi tu, so that we can launch the endowment fund ili uweze kutuwekea sahihi yako rasmi, na nitaomba niletewe bango hilo nikimwalika mwenyekiti Alumni Association. Please come. Please come. The chair BOM, chair BOM, the principal. Yes. The principal. Vile zile check nilikuwa nimepeana zije hapa karibu tafadhali, the checks zije hapa karibu ili tuweze kufanya kwa pamoja. Tunatia sahihi rasmi Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais kwa hafla hii fupi, na sahihi hii itakuwa inawekwa kama ishara ya kuanzisha mpango wa kuchangisha fedha rasmi. Kwa hivyo nitaomba hawa kwanza watie sahihi, kisha nitakuwa na mwalika Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais kumalizia. Kwa hivyo tutaanza na mwalimu mkuu aweze kutia sahihi yake rasmi. Tumpongeze kwa makofi. Ni kusema kuanzia leo kwa siku 120 watakuwa wanachangisha milioni 1 kila siku hadi milioni 120. Alumni chair, please. Ataweka sahihi yake. Tumpongeze kwa makofi. Vile BOM chair, na nitamwalika PS aje atie sahihi kwa niaba ya waziri wa elimu. PS kwa niaba ya waziri wa elimu, uje kwa haraka. Na kisha nitamwalika sasa Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais. Tumpigie makofi anapokuja kutia sahihi hiyo rasmi. Checks, kuna checks tulikuwa tukabidhi, naomba nipewe. Tumpigie makofi Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais.
Haya. I think there is this mic loud enough? There is for, it's 120 million shillings in 120 days, isn't it? But it's no longer 120 million, it's 119, because you already have the first million from an alumni of a friendly school. But we also have other support, those who have given their support. I want to issue out the checks. 2. These are members of the Alumni Association, isn't it? Who have already also brought their checks today. Mr. Shrikund Shah 1 million shillings. Pigieni makofi, pigieni makofi. 1 million shillings from Mr. Shah. Thank you very much. The next one is from Mr. Ravi. Sorry, I should have explained that Mr. Shrikut Shah is from the Alumni Association. The second one is Mr. Ravi Ruparel from the Jamhuri School Trust, 1 million shillings. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Makofi kwake. The next one Parent Teachers Association, Mr. Kafuna Frederick, 500,000. Representing the Parent Teachers Association, 500,000. Where are you? Ayuko. Oh, you have money cash? Part of it, okay. Okay, cash and check. Very good. Thank you very much. Asante sana. Chairman of the PTA. Thank you very much. The next one is the Friends of the Alumni, represented by Mr. Chiro Nyinge, 500,000. Where is the check? There you go. Give to the principal. Thank you very much. Apigwe makofi. And he's in uniform. Even me, I'm in green. The only thing I didn't bring is the yellow. Because the neighboring school would have had problems with me. Next is, on behalf of the Board of Management, Dr. Olivia Opere, 500,000 shillings. Thank you very much. Asante sana. Wapigwe makofi jameni. Wapigwe makofi mazuri. Asanteni sana. What is the next issue?
I've been sent by a former alumni with 1.2 million.
It's called who?
He's right here.
Dr. Kalebi, a distinguished son of Kenya, distinguished alumni, I'm told is giving us 1.2 million shillings.
1%.
That is 1% of the entire contribution. To encourage the colleagues also to give 1%. And because I don't want to be defeated by an alumni of Jammu, the only defeat I conceded, soccer and hockey. So I'll add 200,000, ndio tukue draw.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Nitaomba board members, wameomba picha moja na wewe, board members only to come, Your Excellency, so that we take just one photo. Nitaomba Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais uje katikati hapa, tusonge hapa katikati. Yes. Alafu we can flank His Excellency on either side. Board members, BOM. Tukiwa tayari kukata keki, baada ya hapo Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais atatuongoza katika kukata keki. Some of us we can go to the other side. Wawili, twende to the other side. Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais atatuongoza kukata keki ya kuadhimisha siku miaka 120 tangu kuanzishwa kwa shule hii. Wale wanafunzi wanne tafadhali wakaribie hapa ambao watakuwa napokea keki hiyo kwa niaba ya wanafunzi wengine. Thank you, Excellency. Your Excellency, tutaelekea kwa keki. Tutaelekea kwa keki ili uweze kutuongoza kukata keki ya maadhimisho ili tuweze kumaliza. Tutatayarisha wimbo wa taifa baada ya Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais kumaliza kutuongoza kukata keki hiyo. Tutakuwa tunamaliza kwa wimbo wa taifa tuweze kumruhusu aweze kuelekea. Studio, kama kuna wimbo wowote ule utakuwa unacheza chini chini, Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais atakata keki tu vipande vichache, kisha atawapatia wanafunzi 4 kama ishara ya kuadhimisha miaka 120. Tunaweza msaidia kushika BOM chair.
This is Nyatiti music if you don't know what this instrument is tonight. This is called Nyatiti.
Kwa ajili ya hiyo picha na kisha tukate kwa vipande. Tuwapongeze kwa makofi jameni wanapokata keki hiyo ya kuadhimisha miaka 120 tangia shule hii iweze kuanzishwa mnamo 1904, na sasa atakuwa anachukua na kuwalisha wanafunzi 4 ambao watawakilisha wanafunzi wengine. DJ utatayarisha wimbo wa taifa baada ya yeye kumaliza. Hongera, wapi makofi? Asante sana. Sio jambo la kawaida Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais kuwalisha wanafunzi. Kwa hivyo ni jambo la kipekee sana. Tumpongeze kwa makofi. Tumpongeze kwa makofi. Na atamaliza wapi makofi, shangwe na vigelegele. Asante DJ, asante DJ, asante DJ, asante. Tumetamatisha. Asante, makofi kwa Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais. Nitaomba Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais aweze kurudi kwenye jukwaa rasmi tuweze kutamatisha kwa wimbo wa taifa. Nitaomba sote tuweze kusimama kwa heshima, tumruhusu Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais awe kwenye jukwaa kuu ili tuweze kutamatisha kwa wimbo wa taifa. Studio. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais. Tumpongeze anapoondoka kuelekea kuzidi kuhudumia taifa. Tumpigie makofi.